What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy P. Skip. Welcome to the best half hour of your entire Tuesday. You know what time it is. It's time to get into his court. My squad with me, T-Mac.
Hola.
Chili Will.
Gracias, amigo.
Let's do this. Well, let's get into this. Listen, there's so much to talk about in the sports arena, but I want to read these scriptures, 2 Samuel 11, 1 through 5 in the New Living Translation, and then I'll get into why I chose those scriptures. This is a story of David and Bathsheba. Now it says this: in the spring of the year, when the kings normally go out to war, David sent Joab and the Israelite army to fight the Amorites. They destroyed the Amorite army and laid siege to the city of Rabbah. However, David stayed behind in Jerusalem. Late one afternoon, after his midday rest, David got out of bed and was walking on the roof of the palace. As he looked out over the city, he noticed a woman unusually beautiful taking a bath. He sent someone to find out who she was, and he was told she was Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam, and the wife of Uriah the Hittite. Then David sent messengers to get her, and when she came to the palace, he slept with her, and she had completed and purified rites after having her menstrual period. Then she returned home. Later, when Bathsheba discovered that she was pregnant, she sent David a message saying, "I am pregnant." Now, I said this because in the heat of a moment, first of all, David should have never been there. When you're, as a king, when the armies are fighting, you're supposed to go out and fight with them. David wasn't supposed to be there, and he knew that at that particular time was when the women were bathing. So he ended up getting himself in a situation that he knew that he shouldn't have been in. And I say that because of Miss Sha'Carri Richardson. This young lady is 21 years old, is a track and field sprinter who competed in 100 and 200 meters. Her Hall of Fame was that she broke the record in the at a 10.75 in the nationals. She runs for Louisiana State University. And because of her smoking weed.
Because she did, what'd she do?
She hung out with the cannabis, the THC.
Okay, all right.
They were talking about banning her from the Olympics. She had made it because she's the fastest woman in the world.
Right.
But they were talking about banning her. But what they ended up doing was they put a 1 month suspension on her for testing positive for marijuana. So she'll be able to be in the Olympics like the week before. She'll be free from this ban, this suspension. And so I said that to say again, being with the wrong people at the wrong time could definitely cause you some major issues. And, you know, some of the different sports athletes have been supporting it. For instance, Chris Paul, president of the NBA Players Association, called it a messed up situation. Asked about advancing to, asked about when he had to talk about the Hawks possibly going to get the Bucks. I mean, the Suns possibly going to get the Bucks or the Hawks. He didn't even want to talk about that. He wanted to talk about this young lady and her ban and how things have changed so much that these are one of the things that's going to have to change in the world of sports for these athletes to continually compete on a high level. He said, listen, all the work that they put in, this should not be a reason why they should be banned, because this isn't performance enhancing.
Right.
So what's your thoughts on it?
Well, first of all, I feel sorry for the young lady because she was about to be a very, very rich woman.
Right.
You got female tennis stars, female basketball players starting to cash in on their name and their likeness. You know, you see commercials now with WNBA stars.
Right.
You got the tennis players, not just Venus and Serena. A lot of the other tennis players are getting endorsements made. Golf women are getting major endorsements. she's the fastest woman in the world. You know, she was getting ready to get paid. You even have the gymnastic bios. The
Right.
gymnastic lady, she's cashing in
Right.
on her success. So this
Right.
lady was about to be very, very, very rich. And it's a shame that, you know, something like this could maybe sidetrack that. But, you know, this is a lesson to be learned. And, you know, she's taking the responsibility for it. She understands that, you know, what the rules are. She was in violation of the rules. And like Chris Paul said, this is a time, excuse me, that they should be re-looking at some of these rules. I think this is like the NCAA and what's going on with the NCAA, that now they talking about giving Reggie Bush his Heisman back on the strength that the stuff that he did didn't have nothing to do with football. All the success that he did to win the Heisman was on the football field, and he should be able to keep the Heisman and get the Heisman returned to him. So it's these things like this that's changing in sports. Baseball, now they starting to check the pitchers out to see if they got any substance, because pitchers were striking out everybody and the hitting batters couldn't hit, and the fans wasn't liking baseball because it was boring.
Right.
So they have to look into ways to enhance their money. I hope this works out for this young lady, but I hope she learns a lesson that sometimes being disciplined is probably the most, probably one of the best skills to have when it comes to being success. Discipline is very important when it comes to success.
Well, you know, one of the things I realize in sports, and you know this as well as I do, winning makes you forget all the stuff you did bad.
Yeah.
You know, so she goes there and wins Olympic gold, sets records. They don't care about weed she smoked.
No.
You know,
she might even get a commercial endorsing some weed.
Right. You know, so that much I know. She's going to get her money. She may not get as much as she's
not going to get as much. She's not going to get as much.
She's going to get paid.
Yeah. Because I think one of her races was the 100, right?
100 and 200.
Right. And the 100, that's for the fastest person in the world.
Right.
And they saying that they're not going to let her participate in the 100, that she can participate in the relay.
Right.
You know, so the 100, so she will never be able to be right now, I mean, crowned the fastest woman on planet Earth. And I think she's going to lose, I would say, millions of dollars behind that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. You know, again, just like you, my prayers is that she'll get through it. And you know, you brought up something earlier about the NC2As. And recently they just said that they're about to let the players cash in on their likeness, their name, and their image, I think.
Yeah, image, yeah.
Yeah, which means now if my name is on the back of your jersey, North Carolina, I'm getting paid.
Right.
If somebody buys it. Now, EA Sports, you know, NC2A basketball, I'm getting paid. You know, so I knew this, all of us knew this was coming, but we just didn't know when. And again, I think that's what happened with Coach K. He saw this coming, knew that they're about to pass us, and realized, first of all, we're losing 5 stars, and that's going to continue to happen. And I cannot coach 4 stars or 3 stars. I'm just not that good of a coach anymore. Nor do I want to deal with these 3 and 4 stars who try to act like they're 5s.
Yeah.
You're not a 5. If you're a 5, you would have went to the G League.
Yeah.
You're not a 5. So don't come here in my face like you are a 5, because that you're not gonna get to do to me.
Well, not just Coach K. I don't
Roy Henderson too.
But not just, huh?
Roy Henderson quit too.
Yeah, I was gonna say same thing. Same thing. Because they see the writing on the wall. For them to be able to control them kids like that and kind of have them kind of, you know, pigeonholed. Now those young people can make money. They can have revenue. They can do other stuff. They can have other kind of resources coming in. So it's a little different. And they knew that, you know what, this has passed me by. I'm not this kind of coach for this time and these type of young people. So I have to go. So, and then the other thing too is those coaches been making millions off of these kids. I mean, millions off of these kids. And I think some of that is going to change. And what you're going to start seeing, which always happen when the money changes, you're going to start seeing more Black people coaching universities now because they're not going to be paying them $5-6 million like they was paying Coach K and them. They're going to start paying them $2-3 million, and then they're going to start letting Black coaches do it because they're going to claim that they can relate to the kids better and so on and so forth. So all of this stuff is getting ready to change, and I'm happy. I'm glad it's changing.
Yeah, I think all of this is really a result of this whole Floyd situation.
Yeah.
I really do, because just the fact of his death made everybody aware.
Yeah.
Everybody have to look and reevaluate themselves. Every institution, every job, every business, every individual, every sports arena, everybody had to reevaluate everything. And who made them do it? The Black athlete made them do it. The product made them evaluate who they were as a business. Yeah,
it's very good. It's good. It's about time. You're starting to see females getting opportunities that they traditionally didn't even get any consideration for. You're starting to see that more. You're starting to see a lot of the former NBA players getting coaching opportunities at the college level, which is something that they didn't get. I mean, even today, they just announced that Reggie Theus is going to be the athletic director and the head basketball coach at Bethune-Cookman, a historically Black college.
Love it.
I mean, he was a college basketball coach before. He was an NBA coach. So he coached in the G League. So it's not like this is his first chance, but you didn't hear about former NBA players getting those type of positions. I know Lindsey Hunter is coaching in Alabama, a Black college.
I think it's probably the college he went to.
Okay.
I think it was his alma mater.
Okay, so
he went to like Alabama State or something like that.
Yeah, it might be Alabama State or something like A&M or something. But you're starting to see them getting these opportunities at these historically Black colleges, which is good because that'll give them some resume building when opportunities come up in the NBA. And then you look at the NBA right now. If you looked at the Final Four in the NBA, there were 4 Black coaches in the NBA. The Bucks, three black coaches. I'm sorry, and the Bucks coach was the only.
As much as you want to claim him, you can't.
Hey, he gonna be fired if he don't win championship, though. That's the consensus.
He's fired regardless.
But you know what, though? Even on that, I hate to change shift gears like that, but even on that, I was talking to this young guy the other day in a restaurant. This young dude, he knew a lot about basketball. He said, if they fire Coach Bud, they're gonna have to go get a coach that has won a championship because he's the best coach that has never won a championship.
What does that have to do with anything?
What you mean?
You still suck, bro. I'm sorry.
I know, but they can't go. Who they gonna go get? They got to get somebody worse than him.
Hey, listen, all of us are believing for Mark Jackson.
Well, he never won a championship, so I can tell you this: it won't be Mark Jackson. They're gonna have to get a coach that won a championship because he's the best coach that never won a championship. When Rick Carlisle took the Indiana job, that was good news for Budenholzer, because that's who they probably would have gotten.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. But I do think it's got to be a younger coach that can relate better to these players.
I'm telling you this now: if he haven't won a championship, the GM will be putting a noose around his neck if he hires somebody that has not won a championship and fire a man that's won 60 games 4 years in a row and actually went to the championship. So either if he does that, he need to move his office closer to the door because he's gonna be on his way out.
Hey, they may go get the Grinch, Sam Cassell.
He ain't never won a championship.
Why didn't he? Won 2 with Houston.
I'm talking as a coach, and he's never been a head coach.
Right. Well, neither has Steve Nash.
I know, but look who he coached.
And he's never won a championship.
But he didn't take the place of somebody who won 60 games 4 or 5 years in a row.
I understand. I get it. Now, speaking
I know you don't like. I know you don't like Budenholzer, and you and Tim been trying to fire the man for 2 years now. hey, if he win the championship, I'm gonna make sure he take a picture with y'all.
Hey, listen, I'm wearing blackface. I'm wearing blackface for that picture, bro.
Hey, what else? What else we got going now? What's up?
Hey, listen, man. Speaking of the Bucks, man, they're 1 win away from the finals, the NBA finals. I got a chance to go to the game Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Thursday.
No, Thursday.
Tuesday. Thursday. Yeah.
The place was absolutely electric, man. I haven't felt that kind of energy in the Fiserv ever.
Oh no, it's never been that kind of energy. No, the building
But
is
I
too
tell
new.
you, from start to finish, there was maybe out of the most of the people were sitting down was maybe 15 minutes of that game. And it didn't matter where you were sitting. You were only sitting down for maybe 15 minutes of that game.
Wow.
It was that kind of energy, man.
Wow. Well, hopefully that's the last time the Hawks will be playing in the Fiserv Forum is tonight. You know, hopefully we'll see. I mean, that night, Thursday night. Hopefully that's the last time they'll be playing there.
Well, they've ruled Giannis out for Game 6, and I knew it. I'm like, he don't need to play.
No. What about
Trae
Young? What about Trae Young?
He's iffy. They haven't said. I think he's going to be a game time decision.
He's going to play.
I wouldn't.
I mean, I don't think he should, but I think he's going to play.
I wouldn't. Yeah. Why would I play for you now? Get re-injured his foot, and I got a contract year coming up. This is my contract year.
Yeah.
You're like, no. Because you'll degrade my my pay.
Oh, they'll throw the man out with the garbage.
You know they will. Like, he's great, but you're not 250 million great.
No.
You know, you may be more like 160 million great.
Yeah.
Because you're injured. So if I was him, I'd be like, you have no idea how much I'm not playing.
No, I wouldn't either. But you know, when you're young and you know you don't understand, you think you're invincible, you don't have a real good grasp on mortality and immortality. Sometimes you make some real bonehead decisions, but hopefully he have some mature people around him that could help him make the right decision. And the right decision is, if he's not healthy, he should not be playing.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think his father's probably going to step in and make that decision. Like, son,
at least help him with it. Yeah.
Yeah, son, you could literally cost you $100 million if you play.
Yeah, and you could play and y'all could lose anyway, and you get hurt. Now what?
Right. And here's the thing. And if you play and you lose, then you'll really get devalued.
Yeah.
Then you really get devalued. So he's in a no-win situation if he plays.
He's going to play, though, I think.
Yeah. Well, you know, wisdom like you and I have is, there's no way I'm playing in that game.
No way. I wouldn't even come to the arena. I'd be like a Kawhi Leonard. I'd be up in the luxury box.
No doubt. Speaking of him, do you think he's going back to the Clippers next year?
Yes. That's the only place he can go. He's from LA. He's not going to leave and go where he going to go? He is nowhere he can go. He's got to be in Clippers. That they get in a new arena. They got the richest man in the world owning the team. They got a really good team. If he wouldn't have been hurt this year, they probably would have been in the finals. They got to run it back. They need to get a couple of more pieces to the puzzle, and they'll be right there. So he's got to resign.
I was talking to somebody. What do you think as a trade? Here's two scenarios. I'll give you this scenario first. Paul George for Middleton.
I'll take that all day.
All day with Giannis.
All day.
I told somebody, I said, I think that'd be because he's able to create his own shot a lot better than Middleton is.
And he played defense.
Right. The other one was Chris Middleton for Bradley Beal.
Nope.
You wouldn't do that one?
I would if I was the Bucks, but I wouldn't if I was Washington.
I'm talking about from a Buck standpoint, these trades.
Yeah, I would do that. But you can't. But Bradley Beal is a true superstar, and Middleton is just a star. Bradley Beal is just he's just a dynamic, marquee, must-see type cat. And Middleton is a dude who's gonna show up every other day, like the gym class, A day and B day, and every other Friday.
Right.
Yeah. So no, I mean Washington would be crazy if they did that. And plus, to me, Middleton, I think this year, maybe next year, he's gonna be peaking, and then he's gonna start going downhill after that.
And that's why I'm saying, do you think the Bucks out of because what do they pay him? 167?
Who? Middleton?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bradley Beal get paid way more than that.
Yeah, but I think Middleton would be easy to move at that 167 because before they go, oh, that's a huge number. That ain't a huge number anymore in the league.
Oh no, that's a little number. That's a little number.
Yeah, that's an upper middle class number.
Yeah,
that could be moved. I think that if they wanted to get some more pieces in here, or another piece that could really help Giannis, I think they could do it. I think they could.
The other thing when you talk about helping Giannis, when we talking about firing Budenholzer, we talk about trading Chris Middleton. All of that's got to go through Giannis. And
Right.
Giannis is a very loyal person. I mean, just from his Greek culture, he's
Right.
very loyal, and he's been with Middleton his whole career. And
Right.
then Coach Bud, even though it's been rumored that some of the players have differences with Coach Bud, Giannis, it's going to be hard for the Bucks to get rid of Coach Bud because, like I said, the tough question is for who? Who do we get? Who do we get? I mean, we don't have anybody that we can get. Because if we get one of these young cats, like if we get Mark Jackson, or we get Sam Cassell, or if we get some of these other guys, it's going to take 2 years for them to even get their stripes, and then who knows what could happen? Maybe they don't get along with Giannis. Then what? So it's the general manager during this offseason for the Bucks got some tough decisions to make. That's why, like, if I ask you right now, name the Bucks bench players, the guys who don't play, you don't even know their names.
Right.
And the reason why you don't know their names because they have to have those kind of players in order to play Middleton, to pay Middleton, Holiday, and Giannis. So them guys we don't even know. We've been Bucks fans our whole life. We know the whole team, the coaching staff, training staff. We don't even know those guys.
Right.
We don't know their name, their number, or nothing because they have to be guys who are on rookie contracts and stuff like that. Because of Milwaukee's market, they can't go get too many other people because a lot of their money is tied up. What's going to be really interesting is Brook Lopez played like Vanilla Shaq the last game. And he looked like the second best center in the league, like second to Embiid. So his contract is coming up, and it's going to be interesting how much money the Bucks offer him because there's some other teams that will definitely take him.
A 3-point shooting center.
Oh yeah, there's some other teams that would take him. Portland would love to have him.
All day. Do you think DiVincenzo's going to make it back next year?
Yeah, he's going to make it back next year, but that's his rookie contract year.
Right.
They tried to trade him this year.
Right. That's why I'm wondering if he's making it back next year.
Yeah, he'll be back next year, but I'm going to tell you this, though. If we had DiVincenzo, we would already be in the finals.
Okay.
Because he averaged 10 points a game, and he's a great defender.
Yeah.
And he's a great rebounder.
Yeah.
And we missing that.
Yeah.
I would love to see him and Bogdanovich, since they was getting ready to get traded for each other, to go head up. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been nice to see.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm loving what I'm watching. I did not expect Phoenix to do what they did to the Clippers. It's like they just manhandled them.
With no Kawhi.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Same thing. Nobody expected the Bucks to do what they did with the Nets.
Yeah, but no Kyrie.
No Kyrie and really no James Harden.
Yeah, the beard was lame. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the one thing I love about this year's NBA Finals. The teams that nobody expected to be there are actually there, and it shows you that one injury can change the whole season for you.
Yes.
The whole season.
Yes.
Let's just be honest. If Giannis had tore a knee ligament, thank God it's only bruises or hyperextended knee. But if he had tore it and he was done for the season, nobody in their right mind would be saying Milwaukee has even a chance to win it.
Well, the other thing too, Skip, is that not only would he be out this year, he'd be out next year.
Right, exactly.
Just like I think it's gonna come out that Kawhi Leonard gonna be out next year too.
Yeah,
I think that's finally gonna come out that he's gonna be out the whole year next year.
Could be, and he's not a guy he has a low tolerance for pain, And he don't trust the team's doctors. That's why he's got his own set of doctors. Like, no, they'll tell you whether or not I can play. Not y'all. My doctors will tell you whether or not I can play.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's a lot of rumors. It's a lot of rumors going around Kawhi, and I'm not going to add to the rumor mill, but I think eventually something is getting ready to come out, and people are going to be like, "Wow!" Yeah. So that's how it went down. I mean, it's a lot of stuff circling around Kawhi right now, and I think it's going to hit the fan in short order.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, and we only got a few seconds. Do you think, whether Chris Paul wins this title or not, that his legacy has been cemented as one of the best point guards ever?
Yes. And I think he's going to win the title. I think Phoenix can beat the Bucks or Houston. Or Atlanta. It'd be easier for them to beat Atlanta, but they can beat the Bucks too. I think Chris Paul, I think he's going to win the title.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, but I also think this is like one of the only years that the Bucks may have to win it in the next few. Unless they make some dramatic moves over the summer, I think this will be the only year.
Well, let me just say, I know we short on time. If the Bucks win a championship, then they will get another player that will want to come to Milwaukee. Right. And if they get one more player, a guy who we can give the ball to and get out of their way, a good one-on-one player. Right. And there's a few out there. If we get a guy like that to come to Milwaukee, Milwaukee will be in the finals for the next 3-4 years.
I think so too. So too.
Yeah.
And it seems like the pendulum is swinging back towards the East.
It is.
Whereas before, for the last decade or two, it was the West. Yes. LeBron was the only one that gave the East any chance, but it was West. Everybody always said it's somebody out of the West coming out. But I do think that the pendulum is swinging back towards the East, and hasn't been here in a long time.
Yeah. And I think also that the way if the Bucks make the finals and you have Ayton going against Lopez, I think for once, because like I know, we enjoy watching Lopez play like a traditional big man. Right. That was great to watch. We haven't seen that in so long, for him to play like Shaq. I taped the game because I wanted to watch it again. But I think if those two go to the finals, you're going to start seeing the big man starting to play closer to the basket. That's going to start coming back also.
Yeah, I love it. Well, listen, another great show. Big Willie, Chilly Willie. Meet us back here, same back time, same back channel. What up to Pastor Tim, T-Mac? Have a great holiday. We'll see you next week, same back time, same back channel. Right here, Joy 1340 AM, 98.7 FM, every Tuesday from 7 to 7:30. Also, Facebook and YouTube. Until next week,